And hello there folks, Stampede Valkyrie coming back at you here on this day prior to Thanksgiving. So happy Turkey Day all. I'll be eating myself into a coma here in the next 48 hours. Hopefully the same can be said for you and your family as you have a good holiday. But let's get to the point. This is now my continuation of Code 3 lights that I've been coming across. At least that's been the trend as the last couple lights. Here we've got a first gen SD bar. I'm just going to give this a quick overview. This was picked up just recently. I've only had this in my possession now for maybe a whopping 20 minutes as it was just dropped off. You can tell it's first gen, and I'll talk about that when we get up there, but there's a couple things that are kind of interesting about this bar. It still does have its mounting clamps there and there, and that's kind of an interesting way as this guy had it set up. It was sitting on top of an International, and this guy actually fabricated kind of his own roof gutter clamps in order to get it to stay connected. So that's interesting. I may actually have to take that off though, because for any other purpose it just kind of gets in the way, especially if it's going to be sitting on its feet for any long period of time. But let's get up and give this thing an overview. Get the domes off, get a good look at it, consider this a first look. So obviously red, Code 3 end caps, definite first gen SD bar. Kind of hard to see through these domes, but you'll see what I'm talking about. These are not the XL or second generation lamp holders. These are first generation. Coming across looks like a V mirror, and then we've got another round first gen SD. So this is definitely early. Speaker grill looks like it's in pretty good shape. Coming across, here we go again, lamp holder, V mirror, and then the other. So I think these are 90-degree offsets, and these are 180s, if I remember correctly. We'll find that out when I get these domes off. But let's give it a walk around. Try to keep this one a little bit brief. There's the weather, see if the weather holds for me. Yeah, definitely front-facing V mirrors, not a diamond mirror. Back of the domes are a little bit better shape than the front are. You can actually see what I'm talking about by the first generation lamp holders. It does have a fairly long power cable. It also is pretty heavy, so that means there's a speaker in here. What kind of speaker, I don't know. I can actually come in here and take a quick look. Looks like there's definitely something right here. Doesn't look like there's something on the right side. So I guess we'll open this up and take a look at it. But on that note, let's go ahead and open this up. And with the magic of a little bit of elbow grease, I've happened to get the domes off. A couple interesting things on here. Nothing really bad. It's actually pretty good, especially for a first gen bar. As you can see, these are the first gen lamp holders. So that's how you can tell the difference. The SDs came in 3 different generations. I know I talked about this earlier. This is the first gen. The second gen have the XL type lamp holders, and the third gen are the individual freeform, similar to the aerodynamic style rotators. Moving across, we've got one speaker. This looks like a Federal speaker. It's a TS100. It's kind of mounted weird. It looks like there were 2 speakers in here at one point. I'm kind of surprised this wasn't moved to the middle, but then upon further inspection, it looks like there's some nuts or bolts that don't want to come out there. So it's possible that's the reason why it was left. It does kind of play with the dome a little bit. You got to fidget a little bit to get the dome in there because of the where that speaker's located. I may make an adjustment on that, or I might just leave it be for now as wherever this ends up going. But there is the typical dirt and the grime. The motors on the bar actually read, I believe, 79. Yep, looks like 124.79. So January 24th, 1979. I'm older than this bar, not by much. Haha, just give away my age. I'm an old man though too. And this is another 124 of 79. The end caps actually have tags on them that read SAE 76, but I'm going to go by what the motor dates are. All in all, very good shape. Let me see if I can find one of these end caps here. Let me show you what I mean. So here's your Code 3 public safety equipment end cap, reading an SAE date of 76. If this thing actually wants to focus, there we go. So I've got matching end caps. That's good. Another thing that's not well known about the SD bar, pardon the shaky cam, is the fact that the different generations had different width frames. So these weren't all the same, and not all the end caps actually fit. You do got to be careful of that. I've run into that a couple times, specifically between the Force 4 or 3rd gen SD bars and then the 2nd and the 1st gen, I think is where that took place. One other thing worth noting before I go ahead and wrap this up is the feet. So the feet on here, I was talking about this before. I'll tilt this up one hand. Definitely not Code 3. Those are Twin Sonic. Twin Sonic feet with a very specific custom mount. Like I said, this thing sat on an International. Now I could come back over here, but I'm also holding it. Again, Twin Sonic. The last thing that I did take note of is kind of the ghetto on the setup here. So it's not unusual to see a line going across. Usually this is underneath though. That red wire will go down and then under and then up, so you can see that's been played with. The other ghetto thing is the speaker itself. The lines are typically run off to here. Now that's a mess. So instead he ran through, down, and then redid the entry point of the bar to be here. That works. Technically though, if I remember correctly, it should be coming up here. I'm not 100% on that. I'll have to go look at another bar. But the only other thing I took notice of is one bulb is not like the others. Take a look. See if you can figure it out. One of these bulbs, here we go with Sesame Street, is not like the others. The correct lamps for this bar should be fluted, and those are the 7400s. All those are right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Coming around. Oops, we found the problem child right here. I'm assuming that's a 4416. Could be a 4464, but it's not that much brighter than the other bulb. So again, I'm thinking it's 4416. But anyway, on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to put it back together. I'll see if I can actually get this to power up. I haven't powered it up yet. And once I do that, I'll throw this together and try to get this up before Turkey Day. Again, for anybody catching on to this, coming into this a little bit late, happy Turkey Day. Enjoy Thanksgiving. And hopefully if the weather holds, I can still do a couple more videos before Christmas. All right, I'm signing out. Have a good holiday, folks. And I will edit. And as promised, there it is. Turning and burning. I'm surprised my power pack hasn't started yelling at me yet, but these aren't as bad as some of the other bars that I have to power up. But it's pretty quiet. I'm gonna, like I said, I think, as I said earlier, I think honestly what I'm gonna end up doing is probably replacing the belts and giving it a cleanup. Where it goes from here is the sky's the limit. But there it is, turning and burning. Thanks, folks.